Good morning, everyone listening to me this morning. Today is 3rd of May 2022, and the specific day is Tuesday. As we have started talking about farming, and then I'm attributing everything to the title, the who my father gave to me. And when I mean what I mean by the who my father gave to me is the profession of agriculture that is being handed down to me by my father as a Dagao. So 2 days ago, I did mention to everyone that monitored or listened or viewed my video that in the Dagaba tradition, it is mandatory that every man engages in agriculture, and then when he's also having children, he sends that same tradition to the child. So agriculture becomes an ascribed profession among the Dagaba. So that is why when you go to the cities and the villages and wherever, you will see that anybody that is being identified as a Dagao, when I say Dagao, that is the singular member of the Dagaba ethnic group. So we have Dagaba is the ethnic name. The people are equally called Dagaba. The homeland is called Dagao, and the individual is also called Dagao. The language is called Dagari. So by reference to Dagao, I mean the individual member of the group. So when you see a person being identified as a Dagao, you get closer to the person and see, and you identify some agricultural activities that he is carrying out daily. This is because he has learned that one from his home, that we mean through his father. Once the person grows, he sees the benefits of it and he continues. So we give the title to this as the who, that is Kuri, and we call it the Sakuri or Kukuri. In actual fact, when we say Kuri, look at it. This is Kuri. So this one is called the Kubiri. This is the Kubiri. This Kubiri. That is the blade of the Kuri. That's the who. Now, this is the who. The stick. This stick is what we actually call Kukuri. Kukuri. So the Kukuri is what we hold. So holding it firm, the Kukuri is the actual one that represents, because it's the one that we hold. So we take the Kukuri to be the symbol of the profession agriculture. But then it can sometimes be called Kuri in general. That is referring to the whole. That is, when I say Kuri, that is who. So if someone tells you Kuri or Kukuri, don't let it become surprising. But the Kukuri is very key. It's very key in this analysis that I am making. So as it is now, I think I've been able to explain the past to you. So this one represents agriculture in the Dagaba community. So when we say don't joke with your father's who, it means that don't joke with agriculture. So in the cities, in the villages, we make sure that we don't leave this who behind. You may not necessarily have who in your house, but the profession is what we are referring to. We don't necessarily mean the physical who, the tool itself, because it is like once it is a profession, maybe you get to an area that they are using cutlasses, and you are using the cutlass too. The cutlass represents your who. Now, there is something important that I said yesterday that I wanted to talk about, and that is agroecology. So our people teaching us how to go into agriculture really taught us agroecology unconsciously. That is dealing with the farming without the harming of the natural environment. They use simple tools as the who, as I've already talked about. Using it to till doesn't make you to go deep into the soil, just the topsoil, and then you are okay. And then they have also taught us on how to use organic manure or organic fertilizer in application, so as not to endanger ourselves with inorganic fertilizer or chemicals, today we realize that there is much pressure on the farmer, such that every farmer wants to produce easily and abundantly. And then the growing population too is causing a demand for that, because like if you should use the agroecology principles, people are thinking that you delay, there is hard labor involved, there is time wasting and other matters. So you see, I am applying the agroecology method. That is why you see me using my hoe. I could have decided to use any other device to come here, but I respect the land because we have to protect the land. Everyone is sitting on the TV, sitting on the radio, in other public places, talking about how there is climate change occurring, how our land is no longer of nutrients to support crops, yet we are not interested in telling the truth on how we have to. So we have to get back to how our ancestors or our fathers taught us to engage in this agroecology. They taught us unconsciously because they didn't actually tell us that they are doing agroecology. It was just part of tradition. So we have to go back to that same tradition. That is what I mean. So, and by going back, we have to make sure that we use simple tools. Even if we want to use chemicals, let's try to to design our own chemicals. I mean, fertilizer and other weedicides and other things that will be chemical free. For instance, using the neem, the pepper, the garlic, and then making them to be used as organic, we decide we can try to improve upon that. Government should have interest. Even if it is not government, NGOs should have interest, and let us promote this. People are really sitting down with a lot of ideas, but normally they get frustrated because they think that when they bring that idea out, nobody supports them, then they sit with it, and then before they realize, they die with it. So this one is not helping our society. So the agroecology, you make sure that in the farm you leave important trees, or you try to preserve the natural environment, so that though you are doing your farming activities, you don't necessarily harm. So we don't encourage burning too in agroecology principles. We don't encourage burning, because like if you burn, you are likely to make the soil lack the nutrients that you have gotten from the plants. And you know, there is one professor that we call Farmer Boa. He is a doctor, of course, but he says he doesn't like it, so he's called Farmer Boa. So this man told us that the plant, the wheat, is a thief. It steals from the soil. So once it steals from the soil, you need to make sure that you let it rot back to the soil to pay what has been stolen. So when you now take it and you burn it, or you take it and you throw away, like some people have been doing, so it means that you have helped it to smuggle the resources of the soil away. So we have to understand this and make sure that we always let it be, let it rot, and then add back to the nutrients of the soil, and then try to improve the crop nutrients, and crop growth and development. So in the in our traditional farms, you see that somebody is having mangoes, there are pawpaws, there are moringas, there are pepper, there are, so we encourage mixed farming, mixed cropping in agroecology. You don't supposed to have like monocrop and then you call it agroecology. We encourage you to have like in the, if you go to the Gaba Society, you go to one farm, you have millet, you have corn, you have okra, you have tomatoes, the same field, so that while this one is maturing, this one is ready and he's using it. So that is what happens. And then there is also the practice of mixed farming. You have the same farmer keeping animals as well. So he uses the crops, the droppings of the animals to fertilize the crops, and then the residues of the crops too, he uses that to feed the animals. So, and it just creates a kind of harmonious agricultural activities. So, and there is a water source. The person can drill a well, that's a locally made one, simple one, and then he's drawing water from that one to spray over his crops. So, we can just be thinking about things like this and then be improving our activities. This was how our ancestors taught us. But today, we are jumping into Facebooks, into YouTubes, and to other internet sources, and we are bringing in things that will not help us. You let us understand that we are killing ourselves. We are killing ourselves. Nobody is happy to realize that he's strong today and just tomorrow he's paralyzed just because of chemicals that we put in crops. Let's try as much as possible, and let those who have the ability to sponsor this program such as this just do exactly as that. Let's not just be talking but without doing. Let's be doing, and then people will see, and that's the easy way to copy. So this morning I have come to continue my farming, and this is my farm, as you can see. So I think it is not easy for you to see everything because my maize are still young. You can see I have left some trees. Every tree that you see here has a purpose. This one can give me shade, and then this one too can give me shade. But let's still turn around. Let's still turn around. Let's still turn around. You can see one here. This one, when it grows, it is used for board. It is cut into board for roofing of houses. This is the same thing here. I think you can also see my plantain. There is some banana too also there. When you go far ahead there is a knoll. On top of that knoll, I have pepper. So, but I'm still trying to. So I have cassava, and then I have cassava, and then I have maize as well. I just try to demonstrate mixed farming to you. So, but I have planted cucumber at the various trees that you have seen so that they'll just climb and then bear well for me. Apart from that, I've also planted some watermelon to serve as cover crops, but that one will not be enough. So getting to the lean season, I'll be planting beans, which will be fixing nitrogen to the soil and also providing me with some protein when I enjoy them. So it makes me to utilize the land very well. That's how our ancestors used to do it, and that's how my father taught me. So I think it is something that we can all copy, and I encourage you all. You can see the sun coming, so I want to start early and then go back. My pineapples are also there, yet growing. So thank you very much, and good day.